Action option. All right, I'm back. We back. Just like a smile hoe, you already know. It's me, your girl P, your favorite bitch and your favorite witch. Welcome to this week's episode of Postscript, also known as PS the Talk Show. I am your host, as you always know, me, your girl Big P, and we're gonna jump right into the episode. Happy New Year's, everybody! All that good stuff. For our first segment today, P's favorite pieces. The first thing I want to talk about is obviously my pajamas because they're Mean Girls. And if you know me personally, I love Mean Girls. I'm also starting like a little Mean Girls collection, so I can do like a Mean Girls museum on the farm, but we'll get to that when we get to that. I also want to talk about this cute little book. It's just like a little like book, and you're supposed to like fill in the blank, like a Mad Lib kind of thing almost, but not a Mad Lib, but a fill in the blank. Like for example, one of them says, "My favorite thing about you is blank," and it has like a picture of Regina and Ernest Samuels. I also got this pink little setting powder. I don't know how that's going to work or what that's going to look like or what that's, because I've never used like a really light setting powder like this because I'm afraid of flashback very bad, but we'll figure it out. We'll see. We'll give it a try. And I got some other little things that were also like Mean Girls themed because that's just my bop. So yeah. I also, while we're here, I also want to talk about, I love that all of the sayings that you would think are popular from the movie are always on stuff, like on Wednesdays we wear pink, fetch, like the burn book, like just certain things that you know are viral from the movie, like is butter or carb. The thing that makes me so mad is boo you whore isn't more popular, because that is my favorite reaction to something that I viscerally don't like your answer to. I ask you something, you don't say what I want you to say back. Boo, you whore. Like, iconic. But we'll move on. Questions and the answers: who, what, where, and how did you leave 2025 and in 2025? Be grateful of that thing you don't have to carry with you anymore or be a part of or related to. But be aware of the effect that it has with you not having to have that thing around. Okay? All right. And I mean that in the best way possible, honestly. What pissed me off today? Why didn't nobody tell me they rebuilt Sulan? That's great. That school looks insane. The cafeteria looks exactly like the cafeteria out of High School Musical. Like the school looks so good. Like it's so cute. Like love that for them. It's amazing. Love it for those kids. Love it because that school is so old. So old. It was built in 1951. I went to the same school that they built in 1951 in the 2010s. So that tells you where the school was at as far as what it was giving, right? So I'm so happy. But that's what's new today. I ain't even know. Anybody told me. I just seen it and I was like, But I did see Drew. I've been seeing Drew, and I've been knew that was happening. That been happening years ago. But I ain't never know that they was really going through the whole, yeah, go Rams. Ram Pride, period. For this week's Bar for Bar, I obviously have to say Come My Way, Kevin Gates. I love that song. And it's like this long. It's like a minute and some seconds. It's just like it's a little vibe. Like when you put in your last little touches before you leave out and you in the mirror, you feeling cute. Like that's, Come my way. You know what it said in my face. Yeah, I love that song. So that's going to be talked about in our Bar for Bar this week. Also, I want to talk about Strong Enough off of Trevor Jackson's album. I Love You Goodbye. That's the name of the album. What else did that? Was another song I wanted to talk about. I Hope You're Happy. That was, oh, Trevor did it. Oh, I Hope You're Happy. Yeah, that's probably my favorite song off the album. Like, yeah. He always just got this one song that takes me places. I'm just like, how did you come up with this? What is this sound? What is that? Oh, love him. Down. For this week's Conscious Count, we already get a little bit more serious than we usually do. But I really was reflecting and really enjoying the turn of the calendar year and really being like, having to sit back and reflect and understand, like, you're about to be so grown. Like, this is the 20s are being wrapped up. Like, you got to start acting like a real adult. Like, you've been a young adult this whole time. Now it's time for you to be a real adult, and that's really blowing my mind, but it's also like getting me excited too. So the thing for 2026 is new year, same bitch, better witch, as always, because that's all I can do is just upgrade my alchemy, upgrade my intuition, upgrade my senses, upgrade my knowledge, upgrade my energy, my currency, all of it. 2025, if we're talking numerology, it was a 9-year. And in 2025, I lived my life like a person with money, not like a person that wanted to keep money. So we're changing that completely. So Alexa, play No by Summer Walker. No, 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 no. Like, that's like no shade. Please don't ask me to do nothing. Don't go ask me to go nowhere. And I'm gonna give you a good valid reason too. Why? I'm not just saying that. I'm saying it because not only am I being like a real adult and really upgrading my life and reflecting and understanding this is the last year of my 20s, but baby, I went all in on that 401k. Yeah, I'm talking double digit. I done got full coverage car insurance on that vehicle outside. Me and Harbor is covered down. It's just something in the air. It's different. So I gotta be different. That's what Spirit say. So that's what I gotta do. I don't know. So I'm sorry, I can't go nowhere. I got the funds. I got it. Sorry. So I'm really shifting into the role of reparenting myself, but differently, because I've always like had to reparent myself, but this time it's different because now the way that I'm reparenting myself is not from nothing that I have observed and been able to mold and make better. It's from something I don't even know. I don't even know, like, if that makes sense, because I don't come from a family where people talk about things like 401k and high yield savings accounts and like all that. Like, everybody just be like, have life insurance, because if you die, that funeral that's really the only thing that I ever really heard people talk about, because no shade, people in my house ain't work, but that's not here nor there. And if we could take it back a little bit, on December 19th, we did have a new moon. We did have a new moon in the sign of Sagittarius. So it was just like a little final, see ya, all right. Oh my God, yeah. Yes, next time, yeah. It was just a last little wrap up, greeting, see you later. Kisses, XOXO, PS, love y'all, right? Gave very much XOXO, Gossip Girl, right? It was just a little culmination for the wrap up of the end of the year, so you could start preparing your new plate and your new board and your new slate, if you will. The 21st, we also did inner Capricorn season, so big shout out to y'all. Much love to y'all. Happy birthday. Love a Capricorn down. And Capricorn is very like rational, very for real. Like, if you're gonna be anything, be for real. That's like Capricorn. So plant seeds and bury them. You don't plant the seeds and then dig up and look in the hole like to see what's happening. Plant seeds and don't be super worried about, well, I ain't got this, so I can't do this, and I gotta wait for that, and so till I get this. Investing in yourself internally, if that makes sense. On December the 24th, the planet Venus did move into the astrological sign of Capricorn. And Venus in Capricorn to me means long game, like, because Venus is the brand, the aesthetic, the presentation, the beauty, the art of it all. And Capricorn is the reality, so it comes across very intentional. This is the plan. This is the name of the game. This is how this is going to go. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're not worried about how we're going to get to 5, but I know what 1 is, so now let me get to 2. And now I know what 2 is, let me get to 3 and 4. Like, don't be tripping yourself over how and what and where and who, and just get it done in your mind on paper. Because I feel like if you do that, then you can feel it's more accessible. And I don't mean like flighty ideas and hopes and dreams. I'm talking about solid, concrete things that really you value in life, and what you may lack, or what you didn't have, or what you didn't experience, what you want for your kids, that kind of stuff. Because Capricorn, like I said, is practical, so it's looking for that overall map. We don't know what the forests look like up here, because we right here on the map right now, but at least we got the map, so we know where we going. I need to know where we going. I was listening to Maddie, a podcast. She was like, I think she said Capricorn wants the blueprint and not your mood board or whatever. So not like, oh, cherries and oh, clouds and, like, you know what I'm saying? No, if you want cherries, you gotta plant the seeds for the plant to produce. Capricorn is a cardinal sign. We're going to talk about like the modality. So it's the initiator. But it's also an earth sign. We're going to talk about the elements. So it's very grounded. That's that practicality, that rationale. And I don't know. Like I told y'all, when I be writing, sometimes I get flashes of things in my head of like, it's like a little message. I can't explain it. But like when I was writing like Capricorn, and I was writing about how Capricorn is the builder, the constructor. I just saw like, do y'all remember the cartoon we watched with the man with the hammer? I think his name was John Henry. And then like they made the steam thingy, locomotive, whatever, that started doing the train rails by machine and not by manpower no more. I don't know. I just seen that. Like, he wasn't worried about what and who and what. He just kept going. Next nail, next nail, next nail. Not like, oh, I should have did this one better, and oh, I should. Capricorn is the blinders, head like slow and steady, forward pace kind of thing. So, okay, we already talked about Capricorn a lot, but I just want you to understand that the sun is in Capricorn, Venus is in Capricorn, Mars is in Capricorn, and Mercury's in Capricorn. So, okay, we're gonna start with the sun. The sun is your day-to-day. All right, that's getting that extra boost of that focus. Venus is that brand, the aesthetic, the beauty. That's getting that extra boost of confidence, that extra zhuzh, if you will. Mars is your driving your action. So with that focus and driving action being together, you can't do nothing but succeed. And then finally, Mercury is also in Capricorn, and Mercury is your inner voice. So you're getting that speech of, like I said, at least can we get the map? It's starting to be like, okay, we might not have all of it, but what do we have? You don't even know what we have. You just keep saying, we don't got all of it. We don't got all of it. I don't know. We don't got all of it. But what do we have? Right? And then last thing I want to say about the Mercury and Capricorn, that did happen on January 1st. So to me, that just gives like talk the talk and walk the walk. We got that Venus. We got that strut. We got that vibe. And then with Mercury, it's like, oh, I already know. Y'all got the gift of gab right now. You ain't even know. What's up? And Capricorn is just giving it that extra little push of dedicated hard work, focus, and drive. You see how it all come together? So for me, again, like I said, reflecting on the new year, my mind naturally shifted towards like goals, plans, dreams, desires, hopes, wishes, and just like committing to those things, allowing myself to grow into this next phase of life. Because the things that we do right now, and I'm talking to all of my millennial peoples, the zillennials, as they call us, 1996ers, 2025 was a 9-year. 2026 is a 1-year. We are turning 30 in 2026. And I feel like those two things are very pivotal, because the one is the refresh. It's the start over. It's the new. And 30 is the last phase of your Saturn return. So I feel like that's when you have experienced, you know, those lessons, those losses, those gains, those wins from the ages about 27 to 30, with 30 being the wrap up, the culmination of it. For you to be able to like, okay, now I have this little package and I know exactly what that was like. And then like, it's something that happens, I think it's called like, no, it's not nodal opposition. It happens when you're like 40. But it's something that happens that I can't remember the name of right now. Like when you're like 25 and like, you just feel like your life is going to fall apart. But then it kind of gets a little bit better at 26. But then like 27, it's like, well, I thought I was over that. Like, kind of like, you know, but yeah, so I'm really excited for us with it being a 1 year. So we'll be able to start fresh with a new clean slate and with a fresh number line, because now we're just building to everything, because the things that we do now and what we invest in now and what we participate in now are the things that are going to matter in the long run. So just remember that. So Chiron, I told you one of my favorite things I like to talk about in astrology. You know, that's your wound, the thing that you just come here innately to struggle with in this life. So Chiron, it was retrograde, but it did go direct, and it went direct in the sign of Aries. So with Mars being in Capricorn, like we said, Aries is ruled by the planet Mars. So you may have the guts to face the wounds and things that, like I said, that you may have left in 2025 head on, and really understand what that may have done to your life in that era and what you are not going to allow it to do in your life right now in this new era. This past New Year's is also the first New Year's that we have like not had a retrograde or an eclipse in like the last few years. So I feel like that's a really good sign too, because it isn't murky, it isn't cloudy, it isn't confusing, it isn't being foreshadowed, like, right? It's just clear. It's just clear. It's clear. And I'm saying that in relation to the full moon that we had on January the 3rd, which was the full moon in Cancer, which I feel is why I had like a big reflecting moment about this new adulting and this new reparenting, because I'm a Cancer rising, and Cancer is the sign of nurture, of parent, of caretaker. So I told you, I just be naturally just in sync. Like, I don't be saying like, oh, I should feel this because of this. I just be kind of feeling stuff. And then I'd be like, oh, well, that's why I was feeling that thing. So it's not always about talking down on yourself about what you didn't do. Because remember, always have the possibility to see how good it can get. But then always be able to look and see where it can be better. And think about, if we're talking about the cancer stuff, the nurture, the caretaker, the mentor, the whatever, right? Think about what you maybe lack in that area of your life and how that affects you and what that makes you feel like. And like I was saying earlier, this new reparenting of myself, I'm now starting to reparent myself into the mindset of having assets. And that isn't something that anybody really has in my family. So do you get what I'm saying? How things just be coming to me and I don't know. I'm just like this. I'm just a girl. So like, I guess I would say like a role model for this era in my life is something that I am open to find, because I don't know anyone who is married, has a family, and is like comfortable in their wealth and building generational wealth. I don't know nobody like that. Like literally, not even really. I literally don't know nobody like that. Not with all of those things. I know some people with a couple, like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm looking, see, that's that Virgo moon to me. I'm looking for all of it. That's the problem. I just want to remind someone out there that burnout and success do not live in the same wheelhouse. That's not the same thing. Rest, honor yourself in that, and be sure to always take time for you, because that's what matters the most. And I also want to mention that Uranus is still in retrograde in the sign of Gemini. So it could be very hot, cold kind of thing. Like, oh, I'm easily irritated, moody kind of thing, overstimulated kind of thing. But then also trust the untimely changes. And the Uranus has been in retrograde in Gemini since September the 5th. And it's going to be in retrograde until February 3rd. On January the 6th, we are going to have a Venus cazimi. And as I've said before, cazimi just means in the heart of the sun. So that means Venus and the sun are going to directly align and have a little kiss. So that just alights all the Venus things. And Venus is in Capricorn, so remember that too. So that has a little bit of influence on it, a little spin on it too. Have an open heart. Be kind to people. I know it's probably winter where you are, unless you're here with me in Texas. So, and I know that the winter can be annoying, but yeah, just have an open heart, open mind, be kind. And Venus to me is just like, you know, what you're alive for. Like what really rouses you up, what gets you going in the morning. Maddie said, be alive on purpose and with purpose. I really like that. That was something that stuck with me from when I was listening to her. And she was just like, so like what are you going to like tell your grandkids? Like, oh yeah, I sat in the house and scrolled on a smaller screen with a bigger screen playing in front of me. That was so funny to me. And I was like, wow, that's like, if you really like simplify it, that's really what most of us do when we just be in the house on the phone or watching TV. That's hilarious. She also said 2026 was the year of the sacred party girl. So the girl that like knows her limits but enjoys herself. And maybe some people think like, oh, you know, she always got to leave and she always got to go home early and all. But she just like, hey, all right, see you later. Still got to get my responsibilities and stuff going. But it was nice seeing you. You know, she's that girl. So I feel that, at least to me, that's what that sounds like. I haven't listened to the whole thing about, you know, her giving the whole rundown on the year yet. But I will report back to y'all more than likely next week with what I found from that. But from what she said, the sacred party girl, that is just what that feels like to me. So I understand that it's important you prioritize your lifelong experience and your lifelong expectations right now. Because the things that you do now, the decisions you make now, like I said, will affect you for the rest of your life. Because we are whole grown people now. Most of y'all got kids. Last thing I want to say, Mars also is going to have a cazimi on January the 9th. And Mars is also in Capricorn. Girl, it's a lot. Capricorn is running the show right now. And Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So it ain't no games being played right now. Like, it's really for real. Like, what's happening? Because Saturn don't play no games. Saturn is kicking ass and taking names. It got to listen, it's checking it twice type shit. Like, so if you don't lock in right now, I don't even know what to tell you. You got so much support right now to do it. Just do it. Start. Do it. Manifest. Set the goals. Set the intentions. Speak the affirmations. Speak in the present tense. Script. And just bring and call more abundance and blessings into your life. And that's really all I got for today. So thank you so much for coming. As always, make sure you come back, like, comment, subscribe. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but what else? You know, we in the show, but just be mad because they be hating, and just be hating because they mad.